I remember I had mixed emotions that beautiful morning of September 11th, 2001. I had just completed a great run on an almost perfect day. But that enthusiasm was tempered by the knowledge that I would be inside the Pentagon all morning, wrapped up in meetings in a one-window conference room that looked about 20 feet across to another one-window conference room in another ring. So I wasn't too enthused about that. And sure enough, as the day started and the morning ensued, the conference, the meetings unfolded. And because we were isolated from the rest of our teammates, we didn't realize what had happened earlier in the morning. So when the planes hit the north and south tower, we were unaware. Immediately after the plane hit the south tower, my wife called and tried to get a hold of me to tell me to get out of the Pentagon because she was sure that the next plane was headed that way. However, she was told by one of my teammates that I was in a conference and couldn't be disturbed. Less than a half hour later, Flight 77 passed directly over our townhome towards the Pentagon, about 9 miles to the north. As we were sitting in our meeting, all of a sudden we heard a whine, high-pitched sound, and then immediately after that, a tremendous explosion, almost like a huge demolition charge went through our bodies. My head literally rattled, my teeth rattled inside my head. And just seconds after that, debris and smoke came over the top of the Pentagon into the middle of the corridor in which we were outside the corridor into the open. So we knew something bad had happened, and we had to get out of the building immediately. So we gathered all of our teammates together and headed towards the exit, the emergency exits. And as we were moving towards those emergency exits, we started to get word of the terrorist attacks in New York and how this incident was probably related to those other attacks. And as soon as we exited outside of the building, about 100 yards away, we could see the point of impact, the smoke, the fire, the chaos that was taking place as a result of the attack on the Pentagon. At that point, the rest of the day was a blur with vivid moments of clarity interspersed throughout. I tried to rush to the accident scene to help rescue any survivors and just help in any way I could. However, I was turned away. A journey home that evening that would normally have taken 15 to 20 minutes took me 5 hours due to traffic, congestion, and the chaos I mentioned earlier. Also remember that people who we had not heard from in years somehow found us to check on us, to make sure I was okay. Like most Americans, I didn't sleep well that evening of the 11th of September. So very early in the morning on the 12th of September, I went in to the Pentagon. And as I walked around inside the Pentagon, out in the courtyard, I noticed that the soldiers, security guards, civilians, all of us were in a daze, stunned, like we had been ambushed. And in fact, we had been ambushed. But as the sun rose into the sky that morning, and my teammates gathered, we started to find strength in one another and with one another. We had an inspirational speech by our boss and resolved to tackle the missions ahead. And as we went forward that day, we coined a phrase that stays with me today. Never forget, but always move forward. And I try, even today, to live by those words with the thought that they were coined and originated on one of the darkest days of our lives. There's still a way for us to move forward. Again, never forget, but always move forward.